I got a city, a lovely place. Don't regret until Johannesburg. I haven't got plenty money on me, but I was stranded in Port Harcourt, you know. If I happen to enter in a purpose apartment, you just around me. They say they like me, they love me, they love me, they love my beautiful voice. Please sing all that song, only song can do. Please sing all that song, only song can do. I kiss too many honeys and that's not what I'm looking for. I kiss too many lips and that's not what I'm looking for. All I want is not but plenty of money for my family. I'm not here for a pleasure trip, I'm only here for a business trip. Happened at Port Harcourt, you know, a garden city. I love the place. Don't regret like to Johannesburg. If I happen to enter in a purpose, about 20 guys around me. Say they like me, they love me, they love me, they love my beautiful voice. Please sing all the song, only song can do, my love. Please sing all the song, only song can do. And that's not what I'm looking for. I get too many lips, and that's not what I'm looking for. All I want is not for plenty of money for my family. I'm not here for a pleasure trip, I'm only here for a business trip. Sing as a song, only song can do, my love. Please sing as a song, only song can do. I kiss too many honeys and that's not what I'm looking for. I kiss too many lips and that's not what I'm looking for. All I want is not for plenty of money for my family. I'm not here for a pleasure trip, I'm only here for a business trip. Espero, olaga, olaga, igesola. Espero, olaga, olaga, igesola. Espero, olaga, olaga, igesola.
Joe, you're not here for a pleasure trip, that is true. You're only here for a business trip.
Please sing us a song. Only song can do, my Lord. Please sing us a song. Only song can do. When I was a new girl, I had a landlady. When I was a new girl, want me to be her boyfriend, but I said, Mama, you're too fat for it to Jonas. If you happen to see my landlady, she bad at my room. Fat as a cow, fat as a cow, baby. Fat as a cow, fat as a cow. And her waist 44, chest 44, leg 44. She's 44 years old. She's something like a Humpty Dumpty at the bedroom floor. Mama, fat as a cow, fat as a cow, fat as a cow, fat as a cow. Yeah. Honestly, Joe, what are you talking about? Really, if you see now,
Around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise, Ise, Ise.
Good evening, fellow comrade and lovers of freedom. My name is Amazi George Izuchukwu. I reside here in United Kingdom. And it's 24 minutes on top of the hour on year of our Lord, 15 August 2023. And I'm reaching you out here from London on Biafra Radio. And it's good evening, London. Tonight, the head of finance of IPOB will be addressing Biafra on issues burdening our finance. And myself, after she finished, I will definitely do some justice of certain things that is burdening on IPOB. But before I bring her in, I will definitely remind you as an IPOB member, and my monologue tonight, and as always, is that to advise those that have taken oath under IPOB. I'm going to elaborate a lot about our leader tonight. Tonight is going to be dedicated for Onyendu. I want to remind some of you the word of our leader and what is unfolding, because he's a prophet of our time. Regardless what anybody might think, we have not had nothing like him. And the entire Okukano family is a gift to Biafrans. You know, the word has said that prophet was never recognized in his homeland. Just like when Yahushua was on earth, the story they told us, we believe that something like that has happened, but it's happened in our lifetime because Mazam Nnamdi Kanu and his entire generation have shown that there's people that is very, very, special and exclusive to each other. And we appreciate whatever they have given to us. That is one thing everybody must take into account, that our leader remained the only supreme leader of indigenous people of Biafra, the commander and chief of IPOB and Biafra at large worldwide, we have no other leader than Mazem Nandekano as we go forward. My advice to you is to do the needful. Those that is under oath, do not forget your oath of allegiance and duty care that I have bestowed to you. The same that is holding Mazem Nandekano in DSS dungeon for over 26 months now. That is some responsibility all of us are holding, supposed to be according to ourselves, because we sign up to it. This is my humble advice for all of you who are listening inside of my voice. Without wasting much of our time, I'm going to get Madam Anya into the studio and let her do justice for whatever she has brought to Biafra. But before that, I want to play a very specific video that Fomonyendu concerning finance, and there's another one I'm going to play after she has finished saying what he has said. But firstly, let me start up with this.
Anytime you get a call from our sister Nene, then you know you're in very serious trouble, you have done something wrong. Please make sure that our accounting and our audit is up to date. I do not understand the reluctance of some individuals in the US to remit the money that people have contributed to ESN. I don't understand the reason why you're holding it. I don't know what for. Please. And I have maintained that any account that we have that Nene cannot see, I do not trust that very account. As long as she doesn't see it, I will not trust it. And very, very soon, I will shut down every account that Nene cannot see.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International
is our overall finance officer, IPOB Worldwide. And she is a woman of immense integrity and substance. One of the pioneer contributors to Radio Biafra and IPOB before a lot of people came along. Anything she tells me, I believe, is gospel. And everything is properly documented.
So anytime you get a call from our sister Nene, then you know you're in very serious trouble, you have done something wrong. Please make sure that our accounting and our audit is up to date. I do not understand the reluctance of some individuals in the US to remit the money that people have contributed to ESN. I don't understand the reason why you're holding it. I don't know what for. Please. And I have maintained that any account that we have that Nene cannot see, I do not trust that very account. As long as she doesn't see it, I will not trust it. And very, very soon, I will shut down every account that Nene cannot see.
Now, this is our leader's word. I'm going to bring Madam Anya on studio now. Yes, Madam Anya, good evening. Madam Anya, can you hear me? Yes, Madam Anya, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Mazi?
I can hear you. The stage is yours.
I can't hear.
You can hear me?
Now I can hear you, but I don't know if I'm coming out. No.
You're coming out loud and clear. The stage is yours, please.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you for today. Good evening, dear friends, IPOB family members around the world, friends of Biafra and lovers of freedom, including our enemies. I welcome you all this evening, today, the 15th of August, 2023, for our live broadcast. Today is Tuesday. My name is Ine Nayanya. By the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, I am the head of finance of IPOB Worldwide. We thank Chukwu Okike Abiama for this day, for giving us our leader, our supreme leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the chosen one, the only leader that we have. We thank Chukwu Okike Abiama for his life and for those that are working assiduously in truth and honesty in this struggle. Those that are following the structure, those that are following the code of conduct. I commend every one of us. This evening, before I go on, I want to commend all those that are making sure that they are paying their monthly dues and other levies, including raising of funds. Not just making the contribution, but make sure that you pay it to the correct account. It's when you pay to the correct account, that's when we will be able to account for the money you pay. But if you decide to pay your money into an account that is not approved by our supreme leader, then it means you are not with us. First of all, I want to make it clear again that our Biafran Radio is authorized and approved by our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Forget about what people are saying. This radio is approved, authorized by him. And the radio was set up by IPOB, our contributions, and we are the ones financing it. It doesn't belong to anybody but to indigenous people of Biafra. Forget about what people are saying. Don't allow them to confuse you. This radio is for indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB worldwide. I just want to make that clear because some people, are just saying what they don't know. And this radio is here to stay. This is where I'll be coming to make my broadcast, like I said, talk to Biafrans, and that is exactly what I'm doing. First of all, I want to commend all those that were present in our last worldwide fundraising that was organized by the IPOB in United Kingdom. I mean, those that are with us, not those that are in the other side. I commend every one of you, those that paid, and in fact, some did not, were not able to attend, but they did pay. So it is still open. You can still continue to make your payment if you were not able to attend it that day. Our PayPal account, the UK PayPal account is there. I want to make this clear. Some people were saying it's United Kingdom fundraising. No, it's not United Kingdom fundraising. It is IPOB worldwide. Some people just use us as an excuse not to attend. They will tell you it's IPOB United Kingdom. No, it is IPOB worldwide. But this was organized by the IPOB United Kingdom, those that are with us. So I commend those that attended, those that made contributions, and also those that were in the media that really advertised it, like Mazi George Ume, who did the advertisement, brokers, Barrister Ike Chikonoha, Mazi Ezumezu. They really worked hard. And those that shared the program, those that shared the fundraising, all of you, we really did a good work. And I'm sure that is not the last one. More will be coming because this was authorized by our leader. Therefore, nobody can stop it. We have to carry out our leader's instruction. So I commend all of you that were there. Endeavor to pay if you have not paid is very important because we need the funds for our leaders' legal case, for other people in Biafra land to help our people back home. Some of the things is not what we have to say here on air, but this is what we have been doing ever since 2014. That's what we have been doing. And we are the ones, when I say me, I say the finance department, we are the ones responsible for paying the legal fees and all other fees. Do not listen to what some people are saying. I've been the one that is making all this payment. Both the ones in Biafra land, the ones in United Kingdom, the ones in Kenya, the ones in America. It is from this department, not any other group that want to claim credit for what they are not responsible for. And again, I want to also clarify this issue of accounts. Just like what Mazume just played, any account that I'm not there, that I cannot see, that account is not trusted. Therefore, if you have an account and I'm not there, then know that that account is not valid. It cannot be used. It's very important. Now, I also want to make one thing clear again with all these accounts that are flying here and there. For example, the one in Australia, do not pay any money there because I will not and my team will not be accountable for that. Their so-called international account is illegal, it's not approved by our leader, and I did not announce it. So if you pay money into that account, it means you are not with us. It means you belong to other group, which we don't know. The same applies to the one in Germany. They say that it's international accounts opened by the expert national coordinator, Collins Chinedu. That account is illegal and should be shut down because it's not approved by our supreme leader, and I did not announce it as international account. Therefore, paying money into that account, it means you are not with us. The reason why I'm saying this is because at the end of the day, everything will be accounted for. Do not come to say, Madam Neneanya, what happened to the account? I don't know anything about it. It was not approved by our leader. I did not announce it on air. Therefore, it is not valid. It's illegal and must be shut down. The same applies to the account that they have in Forest Gate, which they have had for quite some time now. That account is not approved. I did not announce it on air, and I don't have a view asset to that. That account is illegal and must be shut down. So if you pay money into that account, you are on your own, because I did not announce it on air. The same applies to the account, the Collie Welfare account in South Africa. That account is illegal as well. It was not approved by our leader, and I did not announce it. Therefore, that account must be shut down. If you pay money into that account, you are on your own. You know where to pay money. You know the account where to pay money. And if you leave that account and decide to go to somewhere else to pay in money, then it means you are not with us in the first place. Another point I want to make clear is some people say that they are leaving, they are withholding their money until our leader comes out. How can you say you are withholding your money until our leader comes out? It means you don't want our leader out in the first place. As simple as that. That's what it means. So think about it. Are you with us or against us? You cannot be in between. It's either you are with us or you are against us. There is no in between there. So some of you that you are afraid that you will be removed, therefore you pay your money elsewhere. Nobody has the right to remove anybody. It's only the supreme leader, only Ndumazi Nnamdi Kanu, that can remove somebody and replace that person. It's written in our code of conduct. So those coordinators that are saying that in case they go contrary to whoever that writes memo and they will be removed, it means you are not following the code of conduct. Our IPOB code of conduct is very, very important. If you are with us, there are two things. You abide by all the instructions given by our leader. You must follow the instruction. You must carry out his instruction. If you don't carry out our leader's instruction, it means you are not with us. The second aspect is you must abide by the IPOB code of conduct, the guidelines, all what is written there, you must follow it. You cannot choose and pick which one you take and which one you leave. And this code of conduct is abided by everybody. Nobody is exempted, even myself. That's why I make sure I follow the code of conduct in whatever I'm doing. In case you don't have the code of conduct, endeavor to get it from your coordinator, or maybe Mazume, when you have time, maybe Mazume will be teaching, or Mazu Onoha will be teaching, so that people will know exactly what code of conduct is. Because it seems some people don't even know what our code of conduct is. It's very, very important that we get hold of this code of conduct, so that when somebody comes to you and say that he removed you. You will quote that code of conduct and tell the person, no, you have no right to remove me because you are not the one to remove me, but our leader. It's very important that we follow this code of conduct. And also, we should endeavor to be paying our monthly dues because the monthly dues is very important. There is something I have noticed. I want everybody to listen to me very attentively. Some people joined us in IPOB, use IPOB to get their residence permit or whatever status they want. They use IPOB, obtain their status, got the stay permit, some of them permanent. And as soon as they get that, they disappear. You don't see them anymore. They've used the IPOB, that they are member of IPOB. They will use it, get a letter, go to court, win the case, and they get their resident permit, and they just disappear. Now, my question is this. People worked hard. Our leader worked hard to get to where we are today. People worked hard. Before our name, Biafra, you write it in small letter, due to hard work. You now write Biafra, start with capital letter. This is hard work from many, many years, that took us years. Others worked for that. Now you come in, you use now IPOB to get your resident permit, and as soon as you get it, you disappear. What happened to those that died in the course of Biafra? What happened to them? You think you are smart? Now, I want to tell people like this because there are many. We have it everywhere, even here in Germany, United Kingdom, elsewhere, different parts of the world. We have them. They will enter, they will join us in IPOB. Whenever it is rally time, you see them, they will wear IPOB t-shirt and come in front so that they take pictures. No problem. Now, when they get what they want, they move out. To them, I have achieved what I wanted. Why do I need to be there? But it doesn't go that way. Remember, a story, it starts, there is always a starting point for a story, and there's always an ending point where it ends. You might think that you are smart by using IPOB to get what you want, and then you relax and others will continue working, but time will come when the Biafran spirit will ask you some questions. So many people are doing, I know some cases. You tell them this is what we need for them to get the papers. They will pay, they will go to the office, they will take pictures during demonstration, they will take picture with Biafran t-shirt, they will take picture and this, they will go and get whatever resident permit they need. The moment they get it, you don't, in fact, when you call them, they will tell you they don't have time. But that time they needed us. That time they needed that paper. They will have time. As soon as they get it, they don't have time again. Ask yourself questions. What you are doing, is it proper? Because people worked hard to make the name Biafra universal. Everybody knows about IPOB. Now, others have worked hard. You jumped in, use it, get what you want, and move out so that others can continue. No problem. But a day will come when you know that what you did, you were not smart enough. Rather, what you did is against yourself, because that time, you will come again for something else. There is a way this our struggle works. It is spiritual. What we are doing is spiritual. Do not take advantage of those that have suffered and died for this cause. You get what you want, and then you move out. Then who should continue? Who should finish it? Well, I thank God that there are many people who are still here. Some again will get what they want and they are still here. But majority of them, as soon as they get it, they just disappear. You don't find them again. It happened in my own zone. A lot of them. They will tell you they don't have money. Make contributions. They won't even pick your cause, let alone saying something. Now think about it. Is that correct? Time will tell. Time will tell. So our monthly donation is very important. We all know how much we are supposed to pay. Another point that I want to make here is that normally our monthly donation is 30 euros for those of us that are in Europe. It's people in the USA, when our leader visited the United States, that's where he increased their own to 50. But there are some people, they have the money, they are working, and they are paying less than 30 euros. Some of them pay 10 euros. And I mean coordinators. I'm not just talking of members, coordinators. They'll pay 10 euros. That is cheating. We started paying 20 euros in 2015, February to be precise. Then in November, as soon as our leader was kidnapped by DSS in 2015, November, we started paying 30 euros. And that's the way it has not changed. A lot of people know that it's 30 euros. Even coordinators pay less than 30 euros. But for those that are in asylum or those that are students, they have a specific amount, a certain amount that they pay. But many are working, they receive benefit from the state, and they still pay 10 euros, 20 euros. This is not correct. Search your conscience. It's very important. One thing I'm happy is that nothing will stop the Biafran restoration. Some people think that we are not going to get money to finance, or somehow, Chukwu Abiyama will always make a way. So I'm telling everybody to remain steadfast, believe in yourself, consistency, ask questions if you don't know, if you are confused, ask questions so that somebody will direct you in the right direction. Not just doing whatever you like, because in every organization or in anything people are doing, there's always a discipline. There's always something, guidelines that guide them. And we need to follow this guideline. It's very, very important. Make your contributions, not just making your contribution, make your contribution to the correct account. Those of us that are in Germany that are with us, they are making their contributions and commend them. Those of them in the United Kingdom that are also with us, they are making their contributions, I commend them. Those of them in Italy, in United States, in South Africa, I commend all of them. And one thing there is that a lot of people are now knowing the truth. They are knowing, they know what is happening. You can't deceive them anymore. That's why I commend those of them that come to our radio to broadcast. Share the Biafra radio, share it, invite your friends, invite your neighbors, invite your co-workers. We also have a Twitter account. Endeavor to go there to tweet. We are also in YouTube. If there's any other one we are, maybe Mazume will mention that one, you know. But this is where we are, and we are growing. Biafra Radio is here to stay. Once again, I commend everybody that joined us in that fundraising, those that paid, and those that we are still waiting for their payment. In case you have any question, you still go back to the flyer, it's still there. You pay to the PayPal account, and whichever account you're going to pay, I did announce it during the fundraising. I'm not going to say it on air. I did make mention of that during our fundraising events. Forget about what people are saying outside. You should know the right direction to follow. You should know why you are here. You should know what all this is all about. Is for restoration of Biafra, so that we'll be free. Both those of us that in diaspora and those of us in Biafra land. I commend all of you. When people pay, endeavor to give them receipt. It's very, very important. Receipt is very, very important because that is their only evidence to show. And those that have not been paying all this while that our leader is in DSS, we have every details. And if you say you have been paying, but you are paying to a wrong account, you are not paying. Because you are not paying in the right account. Because you are not following the instruction. Because you didn't pay into the account that I announced. So if you are paying and you come tomorrow and say, Madam Nene, I have been paying, I will tell you, no, show me the account where you pay. That is what will determine whether you are with us or against us. I'll be coming from time to time to talk to our people. Remember our leader, our supreme leader, Onyendumazi Nnamdi, in our prayers every day, no matter how short, and his family, and all those that are walking in truth and honesty. And whenever we are doing something, it's good we go back to the oath of allegiance. Some of us don't even have the copy. Some don't even know what it's all about. It's good to read it and know exactly where you stand. Once again, I commend everybody. Those that are with us, those that remain with us, those that abide by the code of conduct, those that carry out the instruction of our leader. That is what shows that you are with us. Anything outside that, you are not with us. So search your conscience and know exactly where you belong. Thank you very much.
There were you've spoken well. And there's something I just want to add before you go. You know, there's a specific thing you mentioned that struck me. I never wanted to go into this issue, but as we are now, it's very, very imperative that Biafrans know. And I've said it over time. Excuse me. I don't care who the person might be, but the fact remains that the notion that someone that I met today when I went to do something in town, and this guy is someone that is kind of a spiritual person, we're talking. And over time, a lot of people don't know what Biafra stand and what our leaders stand for. Now, for some of individuals that comes to IPOB for a reason, some of us abandon whatever we are doing, we join Onyendu, forfeit everything, including financial aspect of it, we give it up and said, you know what, I'm done. This is where I want to be. I'm one of them. I'm not bragging. Anybody can go and do the background checking on me. Now, when he mentioned asylum seekers, it struck me. Madam Anya, do you know in UK here, so many people I did not know that they didn't have documents. So many of them I didn't know. All of us were shouting, all hail Biafra. It was when this issue started that I know that the majority of them, 80% of them don't have, and they have been in this country for years. Not that they couldn't get married or get babies, because people come to Europe you have to find your way to. Germany will know you have to go seek asylum or whatnot. Aduro is standard in like a place like Germany. But in UK here, people get married. All these people have been here for donkey time. But I've got no issue. Even one of the issues I have here in UK, someone was trying to go after. I said, no. But this is a genuine stuff. IPOB, just like me, I can't go back home. Like I am now, I cannot. I went 2015 to go and see Onyendu, first time in Abuja. After that, I came back. I won't travel again. I will never. I don't care what anybody gives me. I can't go back there. So he found people that is legitimately qualified. He can't stop somebody. And I know one of our brother that the guy was in verge of being deported. Somebody called me. Yeah, 2017, I have to make this story on air. This is Biafra Radio. Listen carefully. Madam, I just struck something here. And we must anchor on this very issue. I'm not stopping anybody not to seek asylum, is genuinely. And there are so many other countries that cross-caped and seek asylum with Sierra Leone, Liberia when they were having issues. See, today they've been Sierra Leonean or Liberian because they took that name. Now, our people must be very, very, very careful, especially when it comes to IPOB because it's a lot of people. I don't have issue on people seeking asylum, but what you just emphasize now, people, they come for a reason. There was someone that texted me, and that message the person sent me. I'm a coordinator, so I deal with this all the time. I witness for people. I'm genuinely, not because there's anything. And this particular gentleman, when the guy called me 2017 when Onyendu house was invaded, this guy was in the airport in Heathrow to be deported. Somebody said to them, the only place that can get you back if you're a Biafran. The guy is a Biafran. His father was an ex-soldier. When the guy called me, I said, my brother, are you a Biafran? He said, yeah. Do you follow our lead? He said, yeah. My father is a veteran. I gave him our then national coordinator's number because we follow chain command, which is Ukachi. Ukachi can verify what I'm saying if I'm lying. This is one of the things that we are gossiping there, and George, but everything I do, I make sure I go through the live channel. I want you to go and check about me. But from the time I started as a welfare, I was paying £85 every month for call I'm making. Every month, I was paying £85 from 2015. Nobody knows about this. I have that bill. Now, when this guy called me, I told him, I said, call our national coordinator. At the end of the day, as God might have it, the guy went through because asylum, you have to face the home office. That's one thing about some people. I told him, it doesn't matter if you're a Biafran, but you have to face home office. If you are a genuine Biafran, when they ask you a question, you don't need to giggle about it. Because if they're not convinced, it doesn't mean you have to stay here. You have to drag. They will make sure that confirm that you are a real Biafran, not because you want to seek an asylum. Now, this gentleman, the guy, they gave that guy 5 years. The guy come out, he called me, say, George, I said, no. I make it up. I said, my brother, my job is done. But remember, this is our brother, this is our people's blood. This is a blood you're holding. That's advice. And the guy was turning up in a meeting. When we're going to Forest Gate, I used to see him, and I was happy for him. So, like I said, the majority of them today, you see, they would like UK here I'm talking about UK that I know. Case study. 60% of so-called coordinators, you see, those people who wing, all of them are asylum seekers. They can quote me anywhere. They can quote me anywhere. I didn't know. There was one they arrested one time. We are doing protests. I didn't know this guy's name was not in his passport. The name they were calling, we don't know who this guy was. I saw him the other day writing something about somebody, and I was like, "Are you for real, though? You guys are the real evil people we have in IPOB. They came with a different motive. What they're doing in UK here is they're going for Yam Festival. He wants to tell an Igbo man to come and join IPOB because he's deaf and dumb. He didn't know what's happening in his village. I don't preach to anybody that has as per Igbo, I don't. So, Madam Maya, thank you for making this, but I will stop it here. But it's a sound of warning. Any man or woman that is under IPOB for paper, your generation is cursed because at the end of the day, this is a broad money. You cannot use that paper. Even if you use it, it will haunt you. Simple as that. Thank you, Madam Maya, for coming.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll now leave you to continue. Thank you.
There we go. Thank you. Yes. This is Good Evening London. Madam Maya have left the studio, and now I need to do some justice on certain issues. This is Biafra Radio, and my name's Maz George Chukwuma. I reside here in United Kingdom as one of the humble principal servant of indigenous people of Biafra, a North London coordinator. I thank every single one of you that joined us in our fundraising that we did, and it was marvelous. It's worldwide, as the head of finance have said it. For some of you guys, the Thomas are questioning, when your hands are clean, you fear nothing. Like I said in UK here, I want anybody that live in United Kingdom, I'm not saying the country I don't live. If you live in UK, you have issue with George Ume. If you have evidence against me, put it out. Like I've said over time, I don't talk. And this is our platform. Tonight, I want to not only talk about Onyendus, and I want to remind you about what IPOB stands for. Now, I'm definitely going to play one video of our leader before I say something, because everything that is happening today, our leader has prophesied. Today, I was talking to somebody. I said, my brother, there's nothing else I need to know that I'm not aware of yet. Only thing that is left is that Biafra will be the last miracle. Listen, it doesn't matter what anybody's doing. My thing is that if you have an agenda to give us Biafra, when you say, do whatever you can do to restore Biafra. Do whatever you can to stop Biafra not to come. So I stand on that particular words. But I don't want you to replicate what we have done or mimic what we are doing already. That means you have nothing to offer out to us. That's what problem I have with people. If there's nothing you want to talk about, I want to listen to. Do you know why? Sorry. Because I've already know where you're coming from. That's what I tell the gentleman this evening. And he was telling me about a spiritual part of Biafra. I said, there's nothing spiritual that I don't know. Onyendu have told us everything. They're waiting to the appointed time. Just like when they told us that Christ is coming. You know, the day Biafra will come is the same way we wake up one morning. Onyendu was kidnapped. To be like a snap of hand. Everybody will not believe what happened. Forget about all these shenanigans going on. Because look at all these people. Do they have anything else to offer? They don't. Nobody knows what to do. Biafra is so complicated, but look at what is happening in sub-Saharan Africa. Onyendu tell the West, if you don't let Biafra go, West will be decimated. Britain will be decimated. Look at what is happening. The table have shifted. And now, Russia is in sub-Saharan Africa, and the whole Africa is going to be a problem. Like I said, I live there. I know what they're capable of doing. They don't need nothing from anybody. They got Iranian. They got Iranian, they got oil, they got gold. There's nothing you have, they don't have. They don't need anything from any sub-Saharan Africa. Only they can give you, they will give you weapon to go and fight your enemy. That's what Russia did in 1967. When we had this, when the British invaded Biafra land, Harold Wilson told Ojukwu, our internal leader, if you don't give me the oil, I will kill your people and take that oil. That was what happened. Harold Wilson said it to Ojukwu. It is nothing. Because at the end of the day, when Ojukwu declared Biafra, there was a consensus. At the end of the day, they had a meeting. Ojukwu said about the same resources. Ojukwu said the Biafran people decide how they want to deal with their resources. Harold Wilson said, well, no. Because then he was the board director of the Shell. He said, I will take the oil and then I'll kill your people. That's exactly what he did. Even people in parliament didn't even know what happened. So I want to tell you that whatever, there's nothing on this planet Earth that I've not heard from Onyendu. If you were a student of Radio Biafra that have emerged to Biafra Radio today, you understand where I'm coming from. It is not a wishful thinking. And that is what that the table have shifted in Africa now. And we can see where they are standing. The Iranian that's giving us, you know, the funniest thing in life is that when you talk about ECOWAS is if they are preparing to go to invade Niger. They haven't done that in Mali. Mali is still other Burkina Faso. There's three head of state now, military, taking power. And the mistake they made in Sierra Leone, Liberia and Sierra Leone, they want to replicate it because this time is going to be catastrophic because then they were having a few days. Then British was in charge. Now they are not because there's no ammunition they've got. Russia will not supply it in abundance. That is the problem. And Onyendu warned, if the West did not let Biafra go, that they will be decimated. I want you to know, there is no other Messiah we're looking for than Onyendu. As long as I live, as I always said it, any day, if I die tonight, I will die because I know my hands are clean. The only thing you will do for me, please make sure you put Biafran flag in my coffin so I can rest in peace. I don't hold anybody anything. I'm fighting a just cause. This is what I want to do. I could have done the other way one. You know, jumping up and down, acting like big boys. We have opportunity to do even triple that. The life we live, some of you, I don't want to mention it. I don't want to say it. But you can see with your eyes. If you have your eyes, we know. I've mentioned years and days we've been out there. We tell you that we are not one of those people you can with wings anyhow. I joined IPOB, no man. The guy that asked me to listen to the me and the guy had issue in 2014 or so. We argued about Onyendu then. The guy told me, but why don't Onyendu tell him how he got termination and all that before Onyendu went to America? Our people. Then I told, do you think our leader is so stupid to tell his agenda? Onyendu said, I have 3 plans. Those that close knows 1. My deputy know 2 and know 3. And that 3, there's something in it you don't know. That's why some of them are jumping up and down. See, like all these idiots you see, they're jumping up and down, thinking they know anything. But there's something I want to play first before I want to keep it short tonight. This is Biafra Radio for your information. Yeah? Let's listen to our leader. The sacrifice we need to make if we really believe in Biafra.
That you are willing and prepared to abandon everything in life and to sacrifice anything, sacrifice devil to get Biafra. Those are the people we are looking for. That is the 100 we're talking about. So there are some people who serve IPOB in various capacities. We have officers, both junior and senior. That doesn't mean they meet this criteria. This criteria is meant for the, I don't know, let me not say it live on air. But when the time comes, you know. And thank you very much for your question. I welcome it and I love it. Thank you very, very much. If you have called us before.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
I think you had our leader. Our leader is a very, very soft and intelligent person. Did you see how he just tweeted that about what requirement he requires? Forget about people shouting up and down. What about people that we are opportune to be in one position or the other? Some people are saying, no, these people, when Christ came on earth, as we are told, who are those that followed him? These are skilled workers, fishermen and carpenters that were people. There's no, you can't see any doctors behind him. No, you work with what is in your possession. You turn it into gold, and that's who we are. Anything we touch, you become gold. Because our leader was a man, and as he goes forward, okay, you know, because a lot of people don't know that. So gatekeepers everywhere, you wouldn't know who they are. The real gatekeeper won't tell you who they are. You wouldn't even know who they are until something happened. They will emerge. So I want you to remember that for you to qualify to be an IPOB member, you must sacrifice everything sacrificable. That's why I'm putting everything. Like I'm talking to you now. I've got 4 kids in my house. If you hear your noise here, you won't hear it. Because they understand the principle of their dad, what I'm standing for. That is sacrifice. I hear some people talking about sometimes our former deputy leader. Sometimes that young man, I talked about him because you know why? He gives up a lot of things. He lives in UK here. The money they were giving to him. I was in a meeting. Only to say, is there any of you that will pick up this £3,000? Then in 2016, I'm staying in our studio 24 hours and be on our radio and pay the council tax under £3,000 in this country. Even Lebra will get that money on 20 days in this country. Unless you don't want to work. He gives you a lot of things, but on the way, he fall on the way house. Like he said, it's either you're in IPOB or outside IPOB yapping. That is where he belongs now. Just like all these people that have merged with Biafra community, they're no longer IPOB. That's one thing I want to say tonight. Madu Kam Madu. Some of you don't know that Benjamin Madubu, his real name is Madu Kam Madu Madubu. That's his real name. His real name is not Benjamin. Benjamin is just, let's listen to, he brought it in. I have to talk about this because it concerns IPOB deeply. And the reason why I want to bring this memo up tonight is this. I want you to look at the number 11. Madoka to report immediately to him through counsel the reason for the insecurity in Imo State. This was on 15th December 2022. Onyendu requested that Benjamin Madibu that you see that was talking out of order the other day. Ejiofor is the problem we have, and we have identified. That's why he's no longer Onyendu's lawyer. He can jump from heaven to earth, doesn't mean nothing. Now, the reason why I bring up this memo, because I want to let people understand. I said Madoka means Benjamin. His real name is Madoka Madibugu. That is Madoka. To report immediately to him through counsel. Ejiofor have frustrated that young man from December last year. We are in August, September, October, November, December. For good 8 months, he could not access Onyendu because he don't know how to do it. Because they held them captive. Because we live in a system that people manipulate everything. Right? But this is damage Ejiofor have caused in IPOB, I'm telling you now. According to his own, I want to let him talk because there's something I want to talk about him. Even flip-flopping that flip-flopping now, it doesn't make any sense. Like I said, they must be very careful when they speak. This is Biafra Radio. So this concerns, and he was mentioning Onyendu's name without even having the right to do so. But I want to let you know tonight, this memo here, Ejiofor never confirmed this memo because Ejiofor lied. This is the guidance principle Ejiofor. This is Biafra Radio. I want to show you the guidance principle that Ejiofor gave Madam Oyibo as that Onyendu was rendition. That is how devilish and evil these men are. Right? Now, I want to give you the memo they issued in America. Ejiofor didn't see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, for 8 to 9 good weeks after the rendition. Every single information Ejiofor passed was false. That was why all this problem started. Now, I show you Nemeke Ejiofor memo. Now, never a time did Ejiofor talk about this memo because it's contrary to what he believes, his agenda. Remember, Ejiofor was the goom. He's not an IPOB member, so he was the goom they used to penetrate IPOB. Because, like Madam Maya said, a lot of people join IPOB with a different intention and motives. We did not. Okeke called us. We were comfortable. We were doing well over time. We have accomplished a lot in life. It's not brag. Right? But we saw, only thing that was missing in my life was Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That's why people don't know me. If you really know who George Ume is, he will take a cheap pill. Like I told those who are ranting, this is you guys buying AK-47 in Biafra land. Go and study about Liberian and Sierra Leone war. I'm saying it loud and on air. I was part of it. And still are. In that community, people respect George Ume. I didn't buy with money, but respect. Because my hands are always clean. Some of you who don't know. Forget about all this banditry. Buying 2-4 AK-47 on RPG. You think you have arrived? What do you know? Don't know anything. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear here. Now, issue of finance in America, let me see, because I want to show you the guidance principle that, this is not the one, the guidance principle that Ifeanyi Ejiofor concocted and sent to Rita Ezeisi. That is when they open Umwere account. Nobody know how much went there. All of them shared that money, including Simon. All of them was involved. None of them, all of them was in it to win it. All of them was involved. These are a bunch of criminals. They have nothing to offer. All of them from A to Z. I don't exclude anyone. 747,000. They ate that money. After sharing it, they opened Umwere account. After Umwere account, then they all had let loose. Now, this is the guidance principle. This is the second page on the guidance principle. Ejiofor concocted and gave to Rita AZC to destroy IPOB. I will stop there. I've put this up so many times. Like I said, when we speak, this is Biafra Radio, we need to bring evidence with us. Now, I want to play Benjamin Madubug. But before I start to play Madakam Mad, I just told you, Madakam Mad, Onyendu requested him to see him, to come and see him 101. What was holding Madakam Mad to go and see Onyendu? What is so special about Madakam Mad? Madakam Mad was, the only thing that brought him to Biafra was, our transmitter was in his house in Ihiala. One of the same problem we're having today. It was this lady. What is it called again? That I was talking the other day. The people that appointed because they were saying Onyendu have ate the money and all that. Then Onyendu told them where transformer is, the transmitter is. That has why DSS went and apprehended this young man. I think he came from Russia. I give it to him. All of them was in Kujo prison with Onyendu, and I think they were still facing their cases. I have to give it to him. But another thing people don't know, he's part of because Onyendu installed him. Onyendu, that's why people don't know. Onyendu have a lot of emissaries. When Onyendu make you emissaries and put you in DOS, that's a difference. Just like when you see the China Sanwo shouting, I remember his own is different from Madakam Mad because China Sanwo is the Middle East web. That is his position. That is open to people. Madakam Mad never mentioned anything about himself. Or did he say that he's a member of DOS? Did he open? But he's a member of DOS because he's one of the emissaries to Onyendu. Whatever he got to him, it had up to him. But Onyendu requested specifically to report back to him the insecurity in Imo State. I don't want to go deep because I don't know. But the question is, what was holding Madakam Mad, which Benjamin Madu could go and visit our leader? For 8 good months, Ejiofor was playing game. Ejiofor did not want him to, because I posted his picture the day he came out of court. You could see miserable that young man was. Because Onyendu who is Benjamin in Madbu? He went to see Onyendu. Onyendu said that doesn't have a permanent friend or enemy. Onyendu would tell him the truth, but he didn't. You see him sobering. I think I have the picture. I bought it the last time. If I don't have it here, I didn't have time today to put it in the video because I got a lot of doing. But I think I had that. I had it somewhere. Yeah, this is it. I had it. Look at Benjamin in Madubu. This is before he made that particular. They interviewed him because Ejiofor was in the background. That was the time he was talking to him. He was telling this man what to say. And let me say this before I play his voice. It was illegal what he was doing. That is why you know that Ejiofor is an unqualified lawyer. He don't speak against somebody, regardless of the one who committed no crime. But you are an ordinary person. There's an amount of information he will give out to public. You see, when they went there, if Anuba is a sitting senator, regardless how you want to see it, now he went there as an official person. Now, a traditional custodian in our whole land, assembly. And even though when they talk concisively and made a point of what Onyendu told them. But as you are ranting your mouth, because I don't know where you are coming from and what you want to achieve. Because you're part of DOS. You are a DOS member. And when Onyendu was the nation, all the meetings they went through, unless you want me to, I won't talk about them tonight. I will itemize them, the meeting and date when you were and what you said in those meetings. But what I want to tell Biafran tonight is that this young man is seeing here, look at how miserable he is before the interview. This is how miserable this guy is. When Onyendu now have told him what is on the pipeline, and now they told him to, because before they allowed him to go and see Onyendu, Ejiofor made him to vow that he will not reveal what Onyendu have said. Because Ejiofor has been playing double standard from day one. Look at the devilish man. It was Ejiofor bleaching before he became an IPOB lawyer. What does he want to bleach him for? A man, a family man, decent man. So what do you tell your kids? If you're bleaching, that means you know what, I'm a monkey then. Okay, that's what he's saying. Bleaching means that you detect your own color, a natural color. That's what bleaching means. You know what that means? That's why when I see women that are putting wigs and talking about racists, are you normal? Do you know what you're doing to yourself? I've seen a white girl cry to me in 90s that he want to become a black person. We went out early in life. And we don't want what I ask God in life. God have done it for me. I don't need anything else. That's why in this thing that I'm doing now, anybody that stand in my way, because you wouldn't know what I'm capable of doing until when that time comes. I'm not the talking type. You don't know you don't know where you live in the world that if I want to get at you, I won't get at you. It costs me to make a phone call. Just know that. Now, look at him. Benjamin Imadubu is just an ordinary person that went to see Onyendu. The amount of information he's bringing in public is something unacceptable because he wants to circumvent what he. Benjamin Imadubu was part of what is happening. When Onyendu was renation, he was part of the whole meeting they were held. He was there. But I brought it up because 8 months, Ejiofor refused him not to go and see our leader because they want to go through Ejiofor. That's why he couldn't go there. I'll leave it there. Let's listen to him. Then I'll analyze some of his words.
International.
Clear. Simon Ebe mandate from Onyendu. Only since Lord GSS now sponsor Simon.
You know one thing, I have a problem with this. You know why I have a problem with this? Only system go on. Only don't need to tell us. We have records. I want to correct him there. Onyendu don't need to tell us where Simon Ekpa belonged to. We know Simon Ekpa was never an IPOB member. But how did Simon Ekpa get into around IPOB? Courtesy to who? You see something? This is the problem we have. The way Zoo is right now, the only way to get that system work is dissolve that system. In countries, when they found a faulty building, what they do, they demolish it and start afresh. Now, you're talking about Simon Ekpa is not a member of IPOB, but forgotten to address how did Simon Ekpa get involved around IPOB? Because that's why I said you're unqualified to talk about what you're talking. You were under pressure on a Ejiofor's office. That's how ridiculous and disgusting it looks. Ejiofor is in the background, telling this low-life man what to say. Because for me, I have a problem with whatever he uttered. He's not a lawyer. He's not a counsel. Onyendu make it open that you will consult him through his counsel. So even if you went to see Onyendu have conversation with you. Onyendu didn't tell you to come and say all these things you're saying. I can categorically vow with my dead father that Onyendu did not tell you, because do you know you jeopardize our leaders? You still having case with even the zoo. All your case have not been decided yet. So where do you get that power from? Because you guys are playing the dogs, gangsters around IPOB. You're calling Simon Ekpa names. Who allowed Simon Ekpa into IPOB? George Ume was the person that's supposed to disgrace Simon. Just which I can't have done, but Simon Ekpa is a goofy. He don't even know what he's doing. His own days are numbered. Like I said, I remember when Ejimako brought, he can be tweeting because he doesn't. What did he do? Drink Hennessy. He's getting money from dumb idiots. That is his business, so it doesn't concern me. Who gave him those leeway? Chike Doziem and Austin Aban. So come to your comrades, your cohorts, and question them. Stop calling Onyendu say. Onyendu have a standing order. In IPOB, that's why I want to address this in Biafra Radio. We have what we call, Madam Maya said, our code of conduct. I'm going to bring up now, after you have spoken. We have, Onyendu have a standard order. Uchemo, our former deputy leader, state IPOB from 2015 to 2019. For one day, nobody heard the Onyendu Sikwa, Onyendu Asro, Onyendu say. It was the highest command of IPOB, and everybody goes to sleep. That is authority. You want to come and talk rubbish. You are part of the problem. And now, Ejiofor have allowed you to go and so, and then you have told all of you to go to hell. He come out, he force you to be saying all this garbage you're saying, and contradicting yourself as well. What I want to point of correction. Who allows Simon Ekpa around IPOB? If you answer that question, then you know you're not qualified to say it. Continue.
That Simon Abba is being sponsored by the enemies of Biafra. Or any mandate from him, and yes, stop what he is after for whatever. Let's stop what the any mandate.
You know, when somebody that is very, 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 very unguarded speak, you will know how open. Emotion and sentiment is not how intelligent people speak. Do not allow your emotion to overwhelm your intelligence. As you're speaking, mean that this is not what Onyendu told you. Our dad will never tell you this in your saying, my brother. Maybe nobody have told you. We have walked close to our Onyendu. And Onyendu won't tell you, go and say that I told you. Because if Onyendu say, that means Onyendu will put himself into, Onyendu is betraying himself to say, to go and tell them that I didn't give him mandate. How would Onyendu give him the mandate? Why Onyendu will have a structure in IPOB? I don't understand you. When you speak, listen to yourself. And Jofo is in the background. And Jofo is so dumb that he don't even know. Every time he went to interview, he repeats himself. Anything, just like how you go to see Onyendu, he copy and paste. He cannot answer any constructive question, just like what you're just doing here. Where is the Onyendu going to give Simon Ekpa a mandate as what? We have a structure in IPOB. It was the failed leadership of you guys, the cabal themselves, that brought that mayhem in our land. I want to put it back to you. And if you're man enough, you want, I don't have any anger with you. I'll put you on questioning. This is Biafra Radio. If you want, put in that you want to come for interview. Let George may interview you. If you have balls, I want to see the 101 and ask you a question. We'll put it on record. Mazinaka is then going to die. Don't lie against our leader. That's what I want to say to you. An issue of Simon Ekpa is dead and buried. Onyendu said, DOS should not respond to him no matter what. It is not now. And what you're saying from now is not different from what the legal counsel have told us. And the communique is very clear. But now we can see that we felt with emotion and a Jofo want to make himself as if he is doing something. No. Because I want to follow you as you speak.
I confronted Onisi today. See Onyendu. And when I'm reading about that criminal, that fraudster was in London. See on with them, Yakaliru take over from you.
Like I said, this guy is very, very stupid and dumb. To be fair, he confronted Onyendu. Listen to yourself, my brother. He confronted Onyendu out of your own detriment. I don't know where this guy come from, man. The word is confronted Onyendu. Benjamin the Madwood, you need to go and fucking get yourself together, man. You know? He confront as what? As who? All of you are insulting our leader openly. We confronted Onyendu for what? So when you were in DSS from there 2015 to 2017, how many times have people come and confront Onyendu when our former deputy leader was there about the issue outside when Onyendu was in prison? He confronted Onyendu that Onyendu, he didn't confront Chikedosiem, disobey our leader. He confronted Onyendu about Simon. How stupid and dumb is that? Does it make any sense to anybody? Like I said, he's speaking with emotion. And what you're saying here is what that idiot not behind you, Joe. That's what he told you. Because you guys want to make it to the gullible ones to buy your... But you're putting our life and our leader's life in jeopardy. That's fact of life. He confronted Onyendu about Simon Ekpa. Did Simon Ekpa have any duty of care to IPOB? Is he a member of IPOB? So how did he get into IPOB when Onyendu was not there? Whose fault was it? How many times have you confronted those that your so-called to confront them? My brother, watch your tongue. Probably don't know English word properly. Confrontation means, you know what to confront somebody? Over what? But they go give the authority to do that.
Do not allow us, O mighty one, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake, Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise, Ise, Ise.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone. My name is Amaze George Kume. I reside here in the United Kingdom. As one of the principal servants of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB North London to be precise. This is Good Evening London. And this is Biafra Radio worldwide. And today is another wonderful day. And today is the 23rd year of our Lord, August 2023. And it's 44 minutes on top of the hour in anywhere you are at the same time in the Holy Land of Biafra, which is 44 minutes past 8 p.m. in Biafra, Holy Land of Biafra, and United Kingdom as well. Tonight is a wonderful night, and this program is called Good Evening London on Biafra Radio. And I welcome you. As I welcome you, please welcome others. And we are going to be diving into a couple of things tonight as a tradition. But before I start, I just want to reiterate again and remind those that the hardcore IPOB members, regardless what you might think, regardless what you are doing, how you're feeling doesn't change anything, because we have sworn an oath to restore Biafra. As we all know, there are so many of us that are disgruntled, misinformed, But you choose that path because you know there's one IPOB that Onyendu Mazen Nano kind of found. And it is a laid down rules, which is our code of conduct structure that everybody must be followed. It doesn't matter how your feelings might be hurt. If you allow yourself to be hoodwinked, detrimental to your generation, that's all I can promise you. There is nobody, there's no other way around it. There is no back door around it. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is held in DSS dungeon for over 2 years and counting. Is not because he loved being in prison. He loved his two parents. He's been kidnapped in 2015, 14th of October, if you have forgotten, which he told them that he was coming back home. And indeed, a lot of people think that Onyendu was talking, just like some people today having fun. It is not a wishful thinking. Freedom is not giving. He must, pay a price for it. You can't be on your own comfort zone and be ascribing for freedom. Is detrimental because there's a price for every freedom. Even for you to acquire anything you do, qualification, there's a price for it. So regardless of my fee, there's no back door to achievement. There must be a price. And that price that we have paid and continue to pay is that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have chosen to bear the burden upon every single one of unborn children of Biafra. That's the reason why. It's not questionable, but it's something that is visible. And they have acted upon his words. And Biafra Radio today is now speaking the voice of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because what we thought is a way of life. Biafra is our religion. We don't know any other religion, because when people start procrastinating, then he asks, where are they coming from? You go into school and you study, you learn. After 5 years, we spend years on Radio Biafra. Over these years, what did you learn? How could you be, suddenly be forgotten all the things you've been taught? It is very, very, very detrimental to every single one of us. Like I always said, I have got no issue with people's decision. The same way is religion. All you need to say, if you want to worship, sound is that up to you. But there's things we don't need to mix. Even though you go to work in any country, they preserve people's right. There's things you must not avoid not to talk about, because it doesn't change anything. But the people's belief is saw something, they have to force down their throat. So what am I saying in essence is that, my fellow comrades and lovers of freedom, Biafra Radio have represent is what has brought that joy and that mechanism of IPOB, the camaraderie of IPOB one family. Where has IPOB one family been? You have not asked yourself this question. What have you done since Onyendu been rendition? Are you holding a legend to people that ought to know better? Or are you holding a legend to restore Biafra? Your allegiance only on Biafra represent under IPOB. You sworn an oath. As a comrade the other day that said something in the forum that I've been for a while, I preside a lot of people's oaths, and I will say it again. I resign this as a warning. To every single one of us is a duty that you cannot, there's nothing you can do to get away from that oath. What that oath say with this, what it's going to do. Onyendu said, in your quote, he said, any day I dream or I think of betraying Biafra, if Chukwuka Biama did not destroy his household, you know that Chukwuka Biama does not exist. So I indulge you. What we are saying here is that we are calling IPOB worldwide. Let me say something to you. Biafra is not a deja vu. No. It's not a mirage. This is reality. And there's a way to, how do you restore Biafra when you don't have any plan? We had this 2015, people were chanting, oh, we have roadmaps. Onyendu was in prison. People wanted to hijack IPOB. I said it over time. What you're seeing today is no different. That is why people like us will not move. Because we are schooled well in IPOB and on Radio Biafra, and we follow the full path of our leader. And follow that code of conduct. If you follow code of conduct, you will never go wrong. You won't have enemy. People might hate you, just like me. I don't have issues with individuals. What am I having individual? What are you, my brother or my sister? Of course not. What are you feeding me? Of course not. But the point is that what brought us together is the oath we took to restore Biafra. And that's what I'm back on. Just like when you go to work, there's a guiding principle. You might call it or code of conduct in your workplace. You must abide to it. The day you start deviating from that, you're going to have a problem with your employee, with your employer. Exactly how what we see in IPOB. A lot of people, I see people saying, oh, they tried so many groups. And when the people sound like that, you know that these are not IPOB members. We are not here to follow people. We were meant to restore Biafra in truth and be white and white and whiter than snow. That is exactly what IPOB was formed. And that is who our leader is. And our leader have not deviated for one day. The two parents has gone. Someone will tell me, oh, why is the kind of family involving in IPOB? And I goes, are you okay? You should have said that to His Royal Majesty and where's the law? No, they shouldn't have got involved. Both of you were singing and clapping when they were involved. You never told them, oh, this is not a family business. Suddenly now it's a family business. Because you people think you have arrived. So my monologue tonight is that I'm encouraging you as a fellow comrade, we must fall back into IPOB, the real IPOB. Every flank you've seen today, these are propagandists, people that try, these are people that jump on bandwagon. They have something they're ascribing for. They want something from IPOB. And I tell you what, I have got no issues with individuals. I keep on saying it. The people I have problem with are those Onyendu have given the duty of leadership, the mantra of leadership, in a sense that when I'm not there, I want you to pass these messages to whomever. Their job, if Chika Paul Edoziem was following the guidelines of IPOB, his job was administrative job. IPOB was structured in a way. That's why Onyendu always take a pride when he describes IPOB, because his powers in our code of conduct. And that is why a lot of people might end up in prison, because if you've been prosecuted, what we throw, just look at what happened in South Africa. When they went and do what they did, we went to court. The court asks organization, what principle guides you? Is our code of conduct that guides you in every country you are in. It can be interpreted. Once you interpret it, you found out that everybody will run away. It's not something, that's why I told him, I said, I don't argue. Personally, you're not in my lead. I don't need you for anything. But we are in struggle. And that struggle has been an interface between all of us. So that is the reason why I have to come down from my high horse to speak to some individual. If God forbidden that I didn't have my voice, what in earth will make me and you get contact to each other? I don't think that something like that would ever happen. But having said that, what I'm saying tonight is that so many of us have forgotten the foundation we were brought up in. That means that you were not embedded in IPOB, what IPOB was meant for. And that is what Biafra Radio have come. Because our focus was turned into a shred, and Onyendu has sent that to abyss. As it is today, is in IPOB archives. Biafra Radio has remained the mouthpiece of Biafra, and Onyendu, the day Onyendu will come out, Biafrans will know. Just like those that started confessing their sins to Biafrans. But tonight, like I rightly put up here, I want to clean. And when we want to drag the riffraffs on the mold, we step down to the lower chamber and deal with issues decisively. If I'm not mistaken, I said I was going to go more in depth on the SAC lawyers and their conspiracy theory against Onyendu, Mazen Nankano, and IPOB at large. And definitely I'll be going, like I've been, general analysis within IPOB and our African crisis. I'm definitely going to have a touch on that. But having said that, that's something that is very, very imperative that we must understand. The double standard that the so-called SAC lawyers, if I need your for to start with, I'm not going to be going into details. I'm trying to pull up whatever happened but some of you have overheard me said it before, and the documents are out there. Ejiofor falsified numerous documents against IPOB. It is not something hidden, and we will talk it on this radio because it's very, very imperative. Those people that say they're confused, those people that say they're depressed, this is time for you to start picking up your pieces where you have dropped them. But we must guide you. If you have difficulties, ask questions. We'll give you direction, sense of belongings, and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm saying tonight is very simple. Zekome, there's something that just came up, and it's quite disheartening, because I need to talk about this. Even though that these individuals has been relieved their position as the legal representative to Onyendu, is very, very important. People understand the position of IPOB and our leader. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this thing up here is because when people speak, they forgot what they have said. Just like when they tell the judgment that were given to Onyendu, Zekome was not there in person. He traveled to Miami. Ifeanyi Ejiofor sent a Fulani man to go and tell the order that we won in court. Some of us forgotten the day they got this date of 14th of September that Zekome, give a press release after this sitting. Him and Ifeanyi Ejiofor went and get this date. Nobody know what they discussed. And the man said it there. It was because of the so-called their annual leave. That was the reason why the Supreme Court annual leave, that's why they push it on 14th of September, 2023. He specifically mentioned that it was because of their annual leave. Now, one question you should be asking Ezekome, when was the last time, even though you've been sacked and still positioning yourself, because all these things is about the way they get funds from the zoo. And this is the agent of the provocateur and the evil men around to make sure that our leader is men in DSS dungeon. Now, you can see this thing was written on 2nd of August. This is 2nd of August. 2nd of August, this man wrote this. On the 11th, this particular memo, if I call it a memo, was on 2nd of August 2023. And he said, on the 11th of May 2023, the above appeal came up before the Supreme Court and they were adjourned to 14th September 2023 for definite hearing. Remember, it was a Zekome and Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Only them went in and get this date. Nobody else. I remember on this interview, I had another video where Ejiomarco was the person went that same day to go and visit Onyendu. None of these individuals stepped in the SS dungeon. They were busy giving press release to the zoo. Now, if you come down, he said, perhaps it was not known to the Honorable Court at that time that the Supreme Court will still be on its annual recession by the 14th of September 2023. Are you joking me? Are you joking me? I don't think someone understand. This man has been the advocate because the reason why is because this guy, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I don't know if our people are paying attention. This is who's supposed to be defending our leader. He's conceding against our opponent without even them saying a word. They should be the one putting this particular memo out to defend themselves. Why they could not? Because they have given us date already. But guess what? The case is reversed because this man does not work for Onyendu, but these are the people that are undermining our leaders' judicial process in the zoo, which Onyendu have not case to answer. Remember that our leader was kidnapped in Kenya. On the 19th of June and 29th, they brought to the zoo. he committed no crime known to man. Because before you try Mazen Nandekan, you must first of all establish where he brought him from. Which is tomorrow much why we know our leader is a prisoner of conscience, and his fundamental right has been abused. Now, for avoidance of that, this is how these people will continue to expose their evil. This is the same person that we are meant to be our defender in court, defending Onyendu to get Onyendu his right. He's the one now conceding and doing the job for the people that were supposed to be fighting against. He's telling us that he did not know, but the man said it in his interview that it was because of their annual recess, because of their annual recess, that's why they gave them 14 days. And he said they did not know that we'll still be in their recess till 14th of September. But he collected this date yourself. Very, very important. I'm saying this because we need to know. These people are not working for Onyendu. IPOB, the real IPOB must understand that this is our number one enemies we've got. I said it before, it was hired, but probably recommended by somebody, and the Jofo have attached themselves to this man so much, and that is why from day one, I never trusted this man. I know that the man was a mediocre. We can see through people from a distance. And he have made a lot of blunder. You know, all this cake English that he's speaking, looking at copying word from dictionaries, no word, doesn't for those that don't know English word, are the people that are going to be confused, not people like us. Now, I'm indulging his own words because I'm going to play his video. Because after I want you to underline the word where he said that Supreme Court will still be on its annual recession by the 14th of September 2023, to which the above appeal were adjourned, and that it will not resume till 18th September 2023 and start sitting on 25th September 2023. All this garbage wouldn't supposed to be coming out from this man. That's number one. All this whole thing is lies. They knew what they were doing. He's now the one exacting the date. Not the Supreme Court have not put any press release saying, "Oh, we couldn't do what we should do. Oh, we fall short." No. Oh, they send it to him. All these are lies. It was part of this whole, gimmicks they're playing with our leader. And this is the reason why this man and his cohort has been sacked. Because if a Zekome will come out and told you that he has went to see Mazen Nandekan, ask him, when was the last time he sat down with Onyendu and speak as his defense lead counsel, whatever you want to call it. Now, he goes on to say, with the above background and the exonerating circumstances and the peculiar fact of this appeal, which involve the liberty and crucial health condition of apparent and brackets Nnamdi Kanu, we humbly pray. You see, when they start saying pray, know that these people are not qualified to be your attorney. A lawyer will not be using the word pray. Pray for what? Pray for what? What are you praying for? You've been given a job to do. If you want to pray, we'll go consult a pastor. Not a pastor. You say your psalm, but here you praying that my Lord may kindly fix the appeal for 28th of September when the criminal appeal session commences. I mean, when you listen to this, how can this man be a defender to Mazen Nandekan? A man that played in the gallery. This man and a Jofo is the biggest setback that we have, even though Mazi Onyendu did not have any case to answer. The whole world is aware of this. But for avoidance of doubt, it is imperative we know the truth. This same man that they call Sam, because they think we forget things. We don't forget things. We keep things when you least expected. We will give it to you. Now, this same man, this is the same man we're talking about. This man collected an award from dead Buhari. This is the award he collected from dead Buhari. This is why I'm bringing all these things up tonight, because this is very, very disheartening that these guys will be playing ping pong with our leaders' freedom, based that they are the primary enemies we have. Now they're becoming emboldened because all this junk he just wrote amounted to nothing. But I want to play his audio concerning the day they got this date, and you hear what he said with his own mouth.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, today's proceedings border essentially on the main appeal, which we believe was ripe for hearing. When this case came up on the 27th of April, Thursday, 27th of April, the Supreme Court ordered the federal government to file their brief of argument as appellant within 6 days. They had asked for 5 days, but the Supreme Court was gracious enough to give them 6 days. They did not file that brief until Tuesday. Even when they filed it on Tuesday, I discovered that the brief was 53 pages, more than the threshold of the 40 pages allowed by the Supreme Court. I'm not the kind of lawyer to embarrass opponents, so I told the Supreme Court.
This is the same person. Just, it is not for anything, but for us to clarity. Listen to him. He was meant to be aggressive against our opponent. That is why we employed you in the first place. By then, he was not being sacked then, but you could hear him now, sentimentally trying to put himself in a position that, he's not the kind of lawyer. Why are you getting paid for? It's quite absurd. But I want him to carry on, because we want to hear when he's emphatically, commented about the reason why they gave that 14th of September 2023. Now he's the same person pulling memo again, contradicting himself. I don't understand it. And you have to sit back and ask yourself a question. Why and what is the purpose of this individual? What are they for? What do they want to achieve? Very, very important.
I told Ghazal yesterday from the Federal Ministry of Justice and his junior, I called them and then also wrote to them that the practice and convention at the Supreme Court is that a brief should not exceed 40 pages. So they had to file another one on Wednesday, which they served us late on Thursday. We had only the weekend to prepare our own respondents brief, which we duly filed on Tuesday in the morning and served them. So from all intents and purposes, the appeal was ripe for hearing. But today, the federal government came and said they wanted to file a reply brief. I told their counsel, you can even, these points of law you are showing me, which you want to file formally, you can stand up and say them orally, verbally, and we will not oppose. In any event, you are saying we raised a preliminary objection in our brief. It was raised in our brief, not as a separate document. But I believe that their own intention was to stall the proceedings, because he said he had the instruction of the Attorney General that he must reply to it. I said, no one is saying you should not reply, but it doesn't have to be in a written form. You can reply orally. We have all done it now and again by replying orally, verbally. He would not do that. So the Supreme Court said, in order not to show them out, they would give them a short time to file the reply within 2 days. Then I begged the Supreme Court, I pleaded with the Supreme Court to give us the shortest possible date, even this month or early next month. But they looked at their calendar and their docket that is pitiably full. It's so unfortunate this is the busiest Supreme Court in the world, because all manner
this is his word. You know, like I said, we don't like say things without proving what we've said. This video went on where he says that he's peacefully fooled, and the only time they could allow because of their annual recess is 14th of September 2023. And now he went back again and saying, he himself said it with his own mouth, not me. Now, he now went back again, announced he's the same person coming back again and defending the particular date they gave. Because if you go in and listen to what he says here, he is now building defense for them. It's not like the Supreme Court have come out and say anything or written anything openly, because this is an international case. Supreme Court have not uttered a word, but this is its own word. Now, he's the one defending the Supreme Court that the Supreme Court did not, Supreme Court would still be, perhaps it was not known. He said, perhaps it was not known to the Honorable Court at the time. How wouldn't they know about the annual recess? How wouldn't they know? But he said it with your own mouth on interview. Principally food, and that because of that, why they push it to September 14th. And now the same person come back again. You know, the reason why I'm stressing on this is because it's about time our people stop playing games. What you could see is that everybody, but you know, one thing I know is that Onyendu Nanakane is aware of all these things. Onyendu said, if you know what you could do to restore Biafra, do it. And if you know what you could do to stop Biafra from not being restored, do it as well. So you see, all these people you see in today, some people are saying that they are this, they are that. None of them are real. And that's why over time, they will continue to expose their evil agenda. He just shot himself in the foot here. It is very clear. The reason why is because of the annual recess. That's why they got 14th of September. But here he's saying perhaps it was not known to the Honorable Court at that time that the Supreme Court will still be on its annual recess by the 14th of September. How wouldn't they know this is a fundamental question? And the Supreme Court has not put any writing up anything publicly to say, you know what, we still on our recess, or they're writing it to you. It didn't show any document proving that, but this is from you. Defending them now, begging, again, you are begging, you are appealing to them to push to 28th of September. Onyendu will still be in prison, be in DSS dungeon. 14th to 28th. It's another 14 days. Another 2 weeks after, do as you guys have concocted it. So when you put all this whole thing in perspective, you ask, who are these individuals? Who are they? They don't represent Onyendu. The reason why I pointed this out in Biafra Radio, because it's very, very important that our people know who our enemies are. These people does not represent Mazen Namdekan, they don't represent IPOB. That's one thing I want you to take to bank, and I will rest it there. Now, there's something I need to do. You know, like I said, this is Biafra Radio, but we have to talk about things that concerns Onyendu when it comes to Onyendu's issue. There's no boundary that we can't speak about it on this platform. Now, the Benjamin Madubugu's mediocrity last week and his confession after 8 months, they stopped him not to go and see Onyendu because Onyendu specifically requested. In that particular memo, which I can bring up here, is that Benjamin Madubugu, I don't want to mention names, but Madaka Madu was mentioned on the 11th. Yeah. And Madaka Madu, he says there, Madaka Madu reports immediately to him through counsel the reason for the insecurity in Imo State. He said to him, Onyendu, it wasn't to Onyendu. Madaka Madu was given instruction what to do. Madaka Madu was given instruction on this memo. Madaka Madu is part of the problem we have is from Iyala. And the issue we have is, because they divided us. They will say we have boundary in Osumo and all that kind of BS, which I don't believe in it. Now, that's why when I looked at him, when he started talking, some of them don't know that we don't just talk about things. But I will talk likely on this platform. I'm coming on air on Friday with Mazi Zeji on Biafra Power Media. It's going to be a different scenario of program. Now, this on 11, he said, Madaka Madu, which is Benjamin Madubugu, report immediately to him through counsel the reason for the insecurity in Imo State. Ask him, Madaka Madu, who is him that he was ordered to report to? Did he address that to Onyendu when he opened his mouth and said he confronted our leader? This particular message was from Madaka Madu, which is Benjamin Madubugu, because they think that some of us are into the struggle to make friends or do what. We don't just come out and say things, we say things with evidence. Until Madaka Madu, as he came out now, they're calling him for interview, those irats. Then don't forget to ask him, on the package of false memo, on item 11, Madaka report to him who was him and what did he do with this message from Onyendu and what the Onyendu told him, because he came out to talk about what he discussed with Onyendu, which he was bluntly lying against our leader, jeopardizing our. He shouldn't say. Even Onyendu give him message that's the amount, but God might have it. He give out the proper message that required. And this has been our argument from day one. IPOB is in disarray today. Some of you today are confused. The reason being because Chike Doziem and his cohort disobeyed Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. There's nothing else. Our argument has been that the Onyendu word remain is a final, is a law within IPOB. If Onyendu says stop, it doesn't matter what is involved, we must stop. It doesn't, I don't care who you are. If Onyendu cough, you must listen. And it is in our code of conduct. And when he's sworn on oath, he's sworn on oath when it's under his name. So that's one thing I want to clarify tonight as well. Because, they're playing Cabal. We warn them about Cabal. Cabal is not allowed with that. You will be only one about it. But some of them didn't keen. They didn't understand what our leader was, referencing to. But I want to play the voice of these two men because it's important for a reason. I say, I don't want to go too deep, but let's listen to it again as I move forward.
National.
Because of stop it at home. Have a stop on immediately. Don't you know where he went? Then when I continue to message at home. Open the announcement,
Now, he's not actually talking about sit at home that Onyendu suspended 72 hours before China Samoru defined every order and when I announced it on Radio Biafra. He was involved. Benjamin Imadu wasn't among them. He was in the meeting where they agreed to go and announce it. He's ranting here like a mad dog, like someone that have taken under influence of alcohol or drugs, thinking that when you look at him, you think there's something in his head or he's being sincere. No. These are psychophants. We will continue to talk about this. I must continue to play his voice because our argument from day one is that Chike Doziem and his cronies flaunted our leader's order. He cannot do that. It's unacceptable. I don't care who you are. Now, the point, every ranting he have rant, the only point you must take is this. The chaotic in the IPOB, the death in Biafra land is because of singular disobedience. I told them before, I said the day the judgment day will come, none of you will escape it. You can do whatever you want to do with Onyendu's name. Like Onyendu have given some people restrictions, and they still continue, to dabble into our leader's name and IPOB, which all of you were there, allowed it. Madam, don't play double standard. We know all your dealings. And if you press further, like we always do, we will naked you completely. We will naked you completely. You want nothing. You are part of you are the one that called Chike Doziem the leader. Remember, in a meeting, it suggested that Chike Doziem now is the leader. Not even the former deputy have never for one day sat a meeting talk about leader when our leader was in prison. That's how low all of you are. And that's why I said that even those species of renegade in 2015 are 1 million times better than all of you put together. But we'll continue. I want you to talk. The reason why he's mentioning all this name is because he knows that Ifeanyi Ejiofor never met. What message have Ifeanyi Ejiofor given to IPOB that was backed up? Not one message. Ejiofor started concocting lies from the moment Onyendu was rendition. Ejiofor never met Onyendu for almost 9 weeks. Ejiofor forged guidance principle and allow them to open Umweri account under Onyendu say. He's sitting behind Ejiofor. Ejiofor is one telling him what to say. It's quite obvious. That's why I know Ejiofor is not a qualified lawyer. In a sense, it's something shouldn't be. Because what he's talking here, he has not even said that Onyendu said. Go and check all his report. Is the copy and paste. He never changes his pattern of message. Shows that he never get any message from our leader. You have to mention Ejiofor. Now you have mentioned Ejimako, mentioned Nemeke Ejiofor. So I ask you again, Benjamin Madubugu, since he knew that Nemeke Ejiofor was Onyendu that sent him, why didn't you act upon the number 11 that Onyendu instructed you to go and meet him and contact him through the council concerning insecurity in Imo State? You people were the people that desolate Biafra land. You people started killing people, kidnapping. You guys started it first. It's on record. It's not some China Samoru, the hiding one who don't know who he is, including yourself. Thank God people know you. Because most of the crime that committed, you are part of it. I want to say it tonight for people to know. Like I said, if you want to rant more, we'll do a special program for your sake. A proper program. I'll come out fully. Have you ever shot him talk again? Where is he? Let him come out. Let him come out if he has balls. So what we are saying here is that at the end of the day, he can't be lying to Onyendu's name as if Onyendu is alive. Onyendu is reachable. Chike Doziem confirmed with his own mouth. But you now saying that all the messages coming from the lawyers, but Chike doesn't threaten that they are going to kill Ejimako. There's no kind of threat, including yourself, all of you guys threatening him. We have all these things in record. I'm saying it loud and clear on Biafra Radio. This is consigned IPOB. This is not saga. This is something that have to do with our leaders' life. And they come out and be ranting. Even when you give you messages, you send that message to who the message was meant for, not public consumption. That because you don't have legal rights to make things public. But now you have told us, and we have heard you. That is our argument from day one was that Onyendu's order is in our code of. That's why I said, if any of these people have to stop you in any country you're living, just get a lawyer. All you need to give them is our code of conduct. You don't have to argue with them. All these principles are, you know, like I was talking to somebody this evening, talking about some people are scared, they will remove them. Any principal servant that is scared is those that are looking for paper. I'm not saying it with apology. Any IPOB hardcore that still say they believe in DOS, not DOS, so the DOT, because DOS is the body that governs IPOB. They don't represent IPOB anymore. That's because you're scared because of Chikerism is going to write memo under his basement in Switzerland. You are there because you are looking for something. UK is an exemplar. That 80% of people here that are in position here, I never knew that all of them are asylum seekers. I'm not saying it, I'm not hiding it anymore. This is open something. It's disgusting. Because we swore an oath. So you sold your generation because of your paper. He's scared of Chikerism. Who is Chikerism? Chikerism have defined his signatory was now a code of conduct, which will put him in prison. Because we take him to court will ask, so this man is the person that actually signed this and behaving like this. The day I know that Chikerism is not a human being, the day he said he sacked UK national coordinator and he read our code of conduct, I was like, is this man okay? Is he normal? If you take Chikerism to court, they put him in dock and they read our code of conduct, at the end of his signature was there. You put him in concerning the issue they are brought to court as an IPOB member, they will put him in prison. You go to prison. Straight away, he's going to jail. I think this is a joke. And they could not raise common restraint against Simon Ekpa when Simon was started. They were busy trying to raise money in his platform. That's why we get where we are today. Because they did it because they know they want to destroy IPOB within. That was their mission. Nothing else. Today, people will tell you, oh, we are confused, we are this, we are that. Oh, when you say, go and listen to Simon Ekpa, Don't you tell Simon Ekpa, don't allow this, don't allow devil to take over you. You don't quote that particular verse. Some of the riffraffs that started this autopilot now, some of them are confessing. Because none of you were IPOB members. If you're hardcore, nobody will move you. Onyendu will always speak at the end of the day, say the hardcores. He knows. He asked me my position. Which position? I have only one position. IPOB has sworn oath, and I've given everything I work for in my whole entire life for this. It's not a joke.
Ozi Maswell, Barrister Maswell, Obara Lazy, Bozi Yamasri. Ozi Barrister Chukwemeka Ejiofor Lazy, Bozi Yamapo Nyendusri. I want to give a fortune.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Yeah. So, Biafrans, from where I stopped, I was talking about how our brother Master Madabuku, we tried to make sure he visited Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu on several occasions have asked him to come and see him in the DSS dungeon, which we have tried on many occasions and failed. But, Chukwu Kabiyama is great. Last month when we asked him to come also, he went there. He could not see him. But so God, with infinite mercy, last Thursday, he went there and he was able to meet Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And we realized also for the fact that there is nobody from the leadership who goes directly or who can be able to communicate to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That people took that opportunity to blackmail IPOB leadership. They took that opportunity to blackmail.
You know that anybody that is very sorry, like I was trying to say, I said that anybody that is devilish in mind will always, I believe, on assumption. They prevented Benjamin Madbu over 8 months to go and see Onyendu, but they've forgotten there's a reason for it. And as it finally happened, if you see what Benjamin Madbu made Onyendu, there was one particular picture that where he pegged Onyendu on his cheek. And to me, that peg was the peg that Judas gave Yahweh on the movie that we watched. I don't know if it's true or real, but as that story might have it, that's exactly serpent peg that he gave our leader, because they are the same people sparking Onyendu behind his back. You know, but all of them now, that same visit has exposed everything that we have argued for. The thing that has brought, that's why I'm talking to comrades tonight. The reason why I'm emphasizing on this is some of you that say you're confused. There is no need of you being confused, because at the end of the day, the argument was, even I remember asking Austin Alban in a meeting in UK here. The whole people that were in the meeting, all this, I didn't know that all of them were sick. They all were attacking me. Or some of them were a part of people that were sharing the money who have contributed. But I never fringe. I asked Austin Alban a question. After they are back like a mad dog, I said, Austin Alban, can you answer my question, please? Did the Onyendu authorize you to remove our national coordinator? His answer to me was that Onyendu knows everything they are doing. That our national coordinator have access to Onyendu. He never asked me he give me any specific answer based on the question. As a leader, he portrayed to be European way for that matter. I took it that he was lying to himself. That is why the man, he worth nothing to me. To first I leave, is one of the most dangerous human beings you want to get in contact with in IPOB, Austin Alban. That nitwit. Anywhere you see that guy is more devilish than any other person you can ever get in contact with. Now, God might have it now. They now expose what we talked about, and Chinas, this guy not watching us and himself now, confessed. Someone told me that this has been before, but I don't recall, where he admitted that he was talking to Onyendu on the phone on the same day Onyendu was kidnapped. But he told the people that he was the first person that came to the Biafra to say that it was Canon Takan. When they asked Canon Takan where Onyendu was, he never told them. He analyzed the story, how they spoke to Canon Takan, spoke to Caroline. None of them want to say where Onyendu was. And they didn't know that Onyendu was in Kenya. They all denied it, including Chikedozem. But later we found out they were meant to have meeting that day, including Madam. All of them, including in America, they all know Onyendu was in Kenya. With his own mouth. I want you to listen to it before I will comment on this, because I have a reason why I'm saying this on Biafra Radio. I want Biafrans to understand that we need to fall back, because the time of confusion has come and gone. Unless those seeking for something. If you're pure and believe in Onyendu, the time is now, because if you stop contributing in IPOB or start paying your monthly due or start doing your duties as an oath member, it has a consequence. Mark my word somewhere. And when you're shouting sit at home on Monday, but you don't want Onyendu to come out, because when you talk about sit at home is not going to get Onyendu out of prison. He's done it for 2 years now. He's been abused. We were doing sit at home from 2016 for a purpose. He served for it. It started from Mahatma Gandhi. Everything, too much of everything is bad, is abuse. Even though our people have accepted that Monday, then nobody take glory or saying that, oh, it's because of them. No, it's not because of you. Our people have accepted, even including myself, when that was instituted, we all supported it. But the moment Onyendu, we had that Onyendu say, we never knew that Onyendu suspended that at home 72 hours. That's why we were meticulous in our dealings. We never jumped up and start talking. We take time, gather information, because you won't tell me where George may have gone wrong. If you have where we have gone wrong, please bring it up. Fact check whatever we have said in the past. And now we are in this hallowed platform. We have to go back from how all this whole thing started. So for avoidance of doubt, right? Now, they are doing open confession. Very, very imperative. So people grasp at this.
To Mazen Namdekano, that people took that opportunity to blackmail IPOB leadership. They took that opportunity to blackmail everybody they think that will be a hindrance for them to be able to hijack the struggle. That was what has been happening for 2 years. Because I could remember the day Mazen Namdekano was kidnapped. Everything was in order. We were communicating. Like I said, I continue to say it. I was communicating with him on that particular day until he told me, okay, I will get back to you. And that was the last day. And suddenly, we were communicating. Like I said, I continue to say it. I was communicating with him on that particular day until he told me, okay, I will get back to you. And that was the last day. And suddenly, when Mazen Namdekano, we were communicating. Like I said, I continue to say it. I was communicating with him on that particular day until he told me, okay, I will get back to you. And that was the last day. And suddenly, we were communicating. Like I said, I continue to.
It's very important that the reason for playing this particular 2 audio tonight, and I will continue to play it anytime I come on Biafra Radio. That's why I kept it on small version. I know there's so many people that contacted me, which is some of my members. There's a particular mother that called me one morning. He sent me a message. He said, George, he said, I can't take this anymore. Because those that sold our leader and no one is saying anything, their hands was pointing on the DO and so-called some of these members of DOS, which is China Sanwo is the primary suspect and Chike Doziem. China Sanwo have confessed here now. It's not me. So I want Biafra to stay. And I'm apologizing to some of those people. I never said anything. I only told them I can't say what I don't know. I'm under oath. I'll be careful on what I said. I don't accuse people what I'm not sure of. Now, I'm not going to come out and say, oh, China Sanwo sold our leader. Just like I said, I've accused Canon Takano. And Onyendu, through his lawyer as well, said that none of these people, their hand is not there. That was official. So, like what Benjamin Immanuel said, he doesn't have the legal right to say it. He should have come through a legal means, not through him. Because a Jofo know that Onyendu, a Jofo cannot tell you when was last time Onyendu speak to him and he give him any message concerning IPOB. It's unheard of. He can't recall. So the reason why I'm pointing this out tonight is that it is not hearsay. This is China Sanwo open his own mouth and say, and that day Onyendu was kidnapped, that he was on the phone with Onyendu. That means China Sanwo was the actual person that lead our leader to those that kidnapped him, because he was on phone with our leader. Because he was tracked. It's a tracker. Tracking him, and someone have to keep him alive to be tracked. So they were calling, all of them were calling him, including Madame Oyibo, including Nelly, all of them, all these evil kakus, we are calling our leader. But they engaged him to make sure Onyendu was actually, the location was notified. And he was apprehended, kidnapped, tortured for 8 days. And they all saying, China Sanwo say he was talking to Onyendu, someone he talked to on a daily basis. So why would China Sanwo didn't raise an alarm that I spoke to Onyendu yesterday? I want Biafrans to go back and sleep. This is Biafra Radio, the mouthpiece of Biafra. Now, I want you to go because I said I will not accuse anybody. I did not know who kidnapped Onyendu. And I, George, you may know that Onyendu is not searching for those that kidnap him because our brother said, I'm going to lead from the front. Someone have to give him up. Just like I said, the peg that Benjamin Imad will give our leader in prison, in court, shows that he's part of those that sold Onyendu. Benjamin Imad is part of those that sold Onyendu. Because why I'm saying this tonight, because of what is ranking, a job for all of them were involved. You know, someone said, because a Jofo could not go and see Onyendu 9 weeks. Onyendu was brought back to the zoo. He couldn't stand our leader. All these things are, boomerang. Now, as God might have it, he have come out of his mouth that he was in that day. Now, the question is, they told you that Kanan Takano said Onyendu was praying in the mountain for 8 days, but China someone just said that he was on the phone in the same day. But I have never had him said it before. But what happened after that day? You didn't hear from your leader. He didn't ask for 8 days. He didn't say anything. If he didn't know what happened to him, people's assumption, any rumor, there always been a truth on it. I will leave it there for you to judge. Now, this is Biafra Radio, but anything that concerns our leader, we have to talk about it on this radio. Very, very important, in a very mild way. I'm not meaning antagonizing anybody, which I never do. But as the policy required, there's a particular tweet I want to pull up here for a reason. Very, very important. I'm pulling it because of some of you in both sides of aisle. None of these individuals represent Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. These people are all looking for something. I've said it over time. I personally have got nothing against Simon Ekpa and what he does. You know why? Because for me, he's not a member of IPOB. He doesn't have a duty care to IPOB. If he wishes to do Biafra agitation, it's open. It's an open call. So you say, do whatever you do to restore Biafra. But when this guy started encroaching in IPOB, which they allowed him, Biafra Radio, Chike Doziem and his cronies allowed this guy into meetings. As soon as Onyendu was renation, because all of them knew that Onyendu will not survive. So all they were trying to do is, what can we get? Their job then was, how can we get money? Austin Albany was saying, go and raise fund. They were the 747,000 in America. They shared it among themselves to destroy IPOB finance, because they know once they get IPOB finance, the radio, then IPOB will die natural death. That was the agenda. Get the finance, get the radio. They succeeded to hijack the radio, but radio is dead on arrival. Now, the reason why I brought up this particular tweet is that the same person that is saying that he doesn't take out that from someone that is in DSS dungeon. I sit down to question the mental well-being of our people. In this country, mental health issue is something that is very critical in this country. And I'm telling you the truth, if we go back on our people to do mental health assessment on our people, you will find out that 80% of our people are mental ill in the way they reason and think. This young man, what I know is that he's catching a cruise. But one thing I must tell him is that Biafra is not a joke. And many people have died. What we want from day one, when we came out, we gave them option. The option we gave them, they couldn't do it because all of them are in it together. Kano activated, which I've told them. Some of you today are singing behind Simon Ekpa. Over time, you quote, when you say, go and listen to Simon Ekpa. He said, go and listen to more than 20 people when they gave him that list. But Simon Ekpa was the only man Onyendu make a reference to. Do not allow devil to take over you, enter your head, or however Onyendu put it. But Onyendu knew who this guy was. And I, George, you may say it over time. This guy does not believe in Biafra. I will say it again. He does not believe in Biafra. I'm not saying what he's doing. He does not believe in Biafra. Like so many people, I said, he's just like a pastor that is defrauding people, doesn't believe in God. Some of them have that fetish they're doing, we can see it. Since Pentecostal came, Pentecostal destroyed mental well-being of our people. Somebody can ask you to be praying. You forgot that you have to go and walk. You pray 7 times a week. The time you're wasting is supposed to be using to go and do work. You're using it to go and pray. Night vigil and all that kind of nonsense. Prayer without work is dead on arrival. And that is the position we'll find ourselves now. Now, this is what he said, breaking. I have received message from Mazin Nandekano today, 18th August 2023, that we must intensify our efforts for Biafra, that we should not listen to any of his lawyer, whatever they say. He asked him a question. Where did he get this message from? The same person that is not well in GSS dungeon. You know, it's very, very important. I want all of you that are confused and now start thinking. There's a particular guy I'm going to play his audio for a reason why I'm putting all this tweets. I want to play that guy's voice because he was one of the guys that were, because when he see your IPOB member, our leader is in prison. He jumping from one pillar to pole. That means you don't know your left from your right. But I'm making this abundantly clear tonight. I'm saying it for those that IPOB member to regain your common sense and reevaluate the way you reason. The same person that we are arguing about Onyendu handwriting. You don't listen to your lawyer, he will listen to you. How did he get this message? Have you asked him? How did you get this message if it's from Onyendu? These are contradictory individuals because over time, when you're lying, your lie will always expose you. I've said it before. If you have an agenda, I've got no problem with whatever you do. Wherever anyone that wants to contribute money into your pocket entirely up to their money, I'm not asking people not to contribute money. After all, those are giving 10% to their pastors that did nothing. This is what we are sold in Pentecostal. He will work every month. Those are working. He take 10% from your hand money and give to somebody that's in his house doing nothing, praying for me that I cannot pray for myself. All these are innuendos. I believe in God. Charity, that's why in this country people give charity. And it will be accounted for. What we are actually doing, that's the way of our life, because we are people that we believe in charity. But they connived our people, manipulated us, telling you, give me 10%. I was in Winners Chapel for how many years? We were paying 10%. I was leaving London here and go Chilo. On his personal pocket. Not for community. Nobody's questioning what to do with the money. We can't see what to do with the money. He got bosses people paid for, and people will still pay. Even people will lose their last 10 naira and pay for that boss every Sunday to go to church. Are they not evil people? Are they not evil? These are evil men in disguise. So why I'm saying this is tonight is that, people should stop playing games. This is not game. So many souls have died. Within the family, 2 parents have died. Jack was involved. His cousins was involved. 28 men fell. And I finally go back. And so many people have died and all sacrificed a lot to get to where we are as an IPOB member. That's why we will not allow those outside, people that in the right fence to thwart what we have done. Because people have paid with their blood. Unless you're not an IPOB member, you don't understand what I'm talking about. I don't have any issue with anybody. Only to say whatever I've said it before. If Simon Ekpa has anything to offer for Biafra, he should have his own agenda. You see all this Biafra exile, government in exile, they are the 4th one, right? They should roll their agenda and roll with it. Like I said, some of you one day will quote us like now they're quoting themselves. The day Simon will be apprehended, some of you will be shouting, oh, but I thought he was. This is a warning. That was a clear communique to this young man. Stop using Onyendu and the entire Kano family and IPOB name in any of your dealings. I will call it that criminality, because when you start extorting money from people based on lies and falsehood, that become an issue. Because now, have they given an account of money they collected from you people? Of course not. How many groups have they formed within this period of time, 2 years? How many groups have they formed? That's what tells you on you. Only you said it. All the community people have formed after Biafra war. Once they share money, they will have issue. And look at it. Only people stood until today. And we're still standing. Group have their form. On top of this particular incident, those all you need to know. If you ignore this and thinking that people are playing ping pong, we're not here for playing games. I remember when Clifford and they were shouting, we have a roadmap. Tony Nadi was shouting, roadmap. Where are they today? Simon, if you have any common sense or value to yourself, roll out your agenda to restore Biafra. Leave Mazen, Nnamdi Kanu, and IPOB alone. You've been warned. We'll be sounding it as warning, just like Chinas and Warren today. All of them are confessing. The day we will start, we will refer you back to today. We warned you from the beginning, but you didn't listen. You think it's a joke, or maybe you live in Finland. You're untouchable. It's a lie. You're nobody. You can be touched. People. If Onyendu can, you think Onyendu. If Onyendu, nobody is untouchable. Don't forget the crime committing is a cyber crime. I repeat it again. And he also informed me that he is standing very strong on Biafra freedom. This is rubbish. All these things I'm asking, this message, where did he get it from? You wrote this, some people will come there and type, yes, like this. But they're not asking you a critical question. You don't take order from somebody like DSS Dungeon. Why are you getting message from Onyendu? Now you're trying to rope Onyendu in your criminality. Onyendu does not send message to you. Maznan can have attorneys. No individual will send message. Onyendu will only give rights to individual. And it will be known. So I don't want to make this a too much issue. But the reason why I'm beckoning on this is that for some of you that are confused, thinking that this is a joke, it's not play. People's lives have gone on the line. Our leader is still languishing in the SS dungeon, so it's not something you will take for play. And he's saying, finally, he directed me to inform Biafran that he's very sick. He's rubbish. All these are, he's playing, this guy is like a format, for you gullible fools, you know what I mean? And all of you are falling for this nonsense. It is not for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Like we said, we don't go wrong in what we do. We take our time. When some of you were talking about you, told you no, forget about it, because DOS was instituted by Onyendu. But the day we found out that they went against Onyendu, so that was the end. So it's a difference between those people that were instituted by our leader by someone that is outside the door. I'll end it there. But I want to play one guy's voice before I end this program for a reason. To buttress on what I've just said. For some of you that are still confused to what you need to do to yourselves.
But we need to put hands together to use our minds, use our heads, remove emotion.
The reason why I don't want people to get this out of context. Yeah, this is not saga, but this concerns an issue because this very individual, this guy lives in Germany. I don't really know his name. I don't want to know his name, but he's one of those people that were vocal. They were the one who supported autopilot. He narrated how many groups he have joined. Then you ask yourself, are you a member of IPOB? You believe in Biafra struggle. How are you going to make headway? We don't have a direction. But just to confirm, how many groups have they formed within this period of time? Tells you all you need to know. Nobody hears about Nelly or Fable today because he was in guidance principle. All this things was pre-planned. A job, all of them was there. They're all involved. Just to get to IPOB finance. That's why they fraudulently shot all IPOB. What do not tell you? They want him to die in prison. Because if you don't have any fund to fund for our leader, it's not like they're getting any money to give to Onyendu. Now, of course, they don't. They are not paying anything. They commonly pay for the radio to start with.
Master Simon Ekpa, he is here where he is today because each and every one of us supported him. And we are still supporting him. But at the beginning of these very new thought pilots, after, of course, what you know,
Yeah. Anyway, it's quite funny, but let me allow him to speak because it's not a
What
long video. I
happened
just
during
made it
the
short.
US? I was the first person that began the fight against the impunity of China Samuru in GOS and the rest of them. And then we moved to Nelly. Nelly was so much hunger about power. About power. Today she has failed. The same thing right now have replicated himself again under Simon Ekpa. That he has undermined every structure of the Eastern Security Network, turned some of the Eastern Security members into his own mercenary. It means that whatever crime that he have committed or are going to commit, or people that are going to die in the future, innocent people that are going to die in the future.
Anyway, I don't want to give him any more relevance. I just want the way he mentioned names. The reason why I allow this is because I'm saying it because we have a fundamental issue. And how that problem started is one of the things I touched tonight. And it's not with any prejudice, but it's actually to point you to the right direction. And some of you now start going into sober reflection and thinking about your commitment towards the oath you took. A lot of people need to start going back because all the things you've seen is charade. In every flank you see, Simon Ekpa, Chikeruzemo, all these people are in it together. From the beginning, they knew what was going to happen to Onyendu. And their primary agenda was to destroy IPOB within, which is attack the radio and the finance. And they cut the radio. The radio, they couldn't got it in 2015-16 because of the former deputy leader stood there. He was standing alone. Some of these people were there then, but they couldn't talk because all of them was against him even then. But you've seen today. They could not see the light of the day then because that was a barrier. As soon as Onyendu was rendition, Chinasa suffers from nowhere. Made himself the commander of ESN. Who made him commander of ESN? Ask yourself question to that. So that's my point, and that's the reason why I allowed that brother to air his view. And all of us know what is happening in West Africa now. There's a very, very interview that I watched about EFF. The reason why I will allow this to play is because I've said it over time. A lot of people don't know the struggle. In every country, struggle, it is not a wishful thinking. A lot of people today, we hold Mandela, Madiba, to esteem because of the price he paid. But the point is, within the enclave of those people on that struggle today, and there's one thing about IPOB and our leader. I have never one day had Onyendu say a word against our internal leader. But when he gone back, the EFF is within the ambit of governance in South Africa, which they gave them. They have their own cabinet within the leadership of the South African government. So their inclusiveness is there, and their voice is quite strong. So there's an interview, very, 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 very impeccable lady, and there's an issue about kill the Boer and this issues. So I relate it to our struggle, because it's quite something that happened when our internal leader was convinced to come back home to join the polity. At the end of the day, it was ridiculed. And before Onyendu emerged, Wazirike couldn't do anything. Instead, they turn against our people, just like what people are doing today, because instead of you to protect your people, you're killing them. It's not why we're here. You can't hurt our people. We will pay price if it's consensus that now we want to declare war, then we know everybody will prepare for it. But not hurting your own people within. It doesn't make any sense. Everything we have done is we try to, because we already been oppressed. It's a common sense. So we're supposed to be in a mood of de-traumatizing our people. We allow them to make decisions, not to put them into agony. But when the time is right, then You know, it's a consensus. People, okay, now I think it's time. Because IPOB have built a platform that whatever we say things, people listen. But the case is reversed unless when you speak. Like I said, Monday sit at home, all of us give a grade in it. But the point is, we didn't know that Onion never actually authorized it, that override Onion disorder. So I want you to listen to this particular credit to the. I need to give you a credit to the actual the television because I didn't touch it.
Especially knowing at the very least the
sensitivities
associated with Kill the Boer. The EFF feels it must be sung.
Number one, we are not the children of Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu. We are the children of Winnie Madikizela Mandela. We are the children of Chris Hani. So that whole propaganda and nonsense that was sold to us in 1994 about a rainbow nation without restorative justice is not selling with us all. The inequality in South Africa has grown tremendous since 1994. So there was no justice that was given. We remain landless. We remain with our children dying in pitch toilets. So there's no justice here in South Africa. So we're not going to unite here in South Africa until there is justice. And that includes economic justice. We are not going to have.
Yes, I'm gonna leave it there. She spoke, very, very passionately, and she made a distinction, very, very, very decisive. That's why I advise people go and listen to Winnie Mandela's burial, and this guy Malema spoke on that. That's why some people didn't know that after Mandela was released from prison, shortly he divorced his wife. His wife was labeled terrorist, whereas he was touring around the world. There's a reason for that. And that struggle has continued with this face of EFF today. And the same now as looking all of us in our faces. And I think we should, IPOB is a phenomenon. And I know that this particular trial, this particular turbulence we are in now is what meant to be, to get us in a different position. Because I believe that after all this turbulence, what is going to unveil will marvel the world. That's all I can say. But let us take a lesson and know that struggle is not something that you gain by wishful thinking. It must be very, very precise and determined and doggedness. And at the end of the day, it is only the hardcore. You say 100 men and women with clean hearts. And the wave that is going in West Africa, you have seen it. The queue, so many countries actually need it. You know what I mean? If it's that new generation have to change it the way they are doing it. And it's because France has frustrated. ECOWAS should have using one currency today. Passport, all the money was put in place in this project. They frustrated it. When the euro came, France take up euro and pushed the French CFA to all the former colonies. Now they were using their money, not the ECOWAS were supposed to be using the same fund. It was only Guinea-Conakry that rejected it. And they have been growing. Their GDP is coming, I don't think it's 80% is coming from Africa. And I mean, so at the end of the day, it's a revolution. And there's all this strength has been driven by the vision of one man, Onyendu Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And people must not take it for granted. Those that were opportuned to be part of this journey. And I encourage every single one of you, IPOB member. I remind you again, that is your duty and duty care to make sure you take up your responsibility. We must fall back to our various families. And we'll be tied anybody that join IPOB for their own personal gain. And it is there in our code of conduct that you can question things that you know, irrefutable, anything that you know that is fact. It is your right. Like I said, I've asked questions. I'm not the type I always ask questions. I always ask questions. Not in a disrespectful manner, but I will ask you a fundamental question that requires a straightforward answer. And when you don't give it to me, I know you're a pathological liar. And from that moment, I will stand down to assess whatever you do. And that's the kind of person I am. Regardless the opposition, because at the end of the day, the chain command trickle from the bottom to top and from top to bottom. You cannot override it. The day you try to override that chain, that you broke that chain, that chaos is what you're going to be experiencing. And perhaps that's what majority of them is facing today, because they cannot stand their own shadows any longer, because they created a hostile and chaotic atmosphere within the family. IPOB was once a loving, and I still believe it's a loving family, because I believe those that are decisive, those that believe in one accord of IPOB, not holding out. Because the problem we have is majority of people have driven by sentiment and emotion, holding allegiance to individual, maybe someone you like or someone you don't like. That's not how you work. Just like when you go to work, you have colleagues in work, you can't stand them. But they dare not say it. You have no choice. That is real life we are living. That's the fact of life, and you have to deal with it. So I thank every single one of you for listening to Good Evening London. And this is Biafra Radio. I'm going to leave you with our leader's prayer, as always. I indulge every single one of you to continue to pray for Onyendu and his entire household and IPOB worldwide at large. We shall continue to be strong as one family that we are, regardless the tribulations and problems that we are facing in this family now. It comes and go. The sorrow comes in the night, and in the morning we all shall rejoice again. And I believe that very soon Onyendu will join us, regardless of what our enemies are doing, and those the agent or provocateurs, those that are supposed to be defending him, are those that are against him, but it's for a reason. Because at the end of the day, will do what he say he would do. He have never disappointed us, and he shall continue to lead the way for us till Biafra is restored. Once again, I thank you for listening to me. My name is Maz George Chukwume, and this is Good Evening London. Thank you very much.
Onye anyị na-efe na-agọzi aha nsọ ya, onye duru ndị ya n'ụzọ ije si ebe niile dị iche iche ma ala Biafra. Anyị na-enye gị otuto, anyị na-enye gị nsọpụrụ, anyị na-enye gị eja n'ihi ihe gbasara IPOB zuru ụwa n'ime oke. Onwe ebe ọbụla ị gara ahụ IPOB ụmụnne m n'ime nzọpụta na nwere onwe Biafra. Anyị ji ofu obi were ịhụnanya, were mmekọta nwanne na nwanne wee na-aga ije. Ihe na-asị na ọ bụghị mmadụ dị ndụ mana ọ bụ nsogbu abịa. Anyị na-asị na Biafra ka kapịta nke anyị. Ise ọrụ bụ ndụ mere ndụ azụ. Nwa mmadụ ekwere nwa mmadụ ha anyị na-ekwu. Ọ ga-adịrị Biafra na mma. Ise ihe Chineke nna nke pụrụ ime onye obi ya nwa na onwe ya kere anya mmụọ ka anyị na-edewa n'ime mmụọ na eziokwu. Sozi mmụọ onwe Biafra. Asị na Biafra ga-abịa ya mmụọ. Ise anybody I curse is cursed. Once I condemn you, you're finished. Ask the Sabo, those that tried to take over power when I was in prison, because I valued them, thought they were doing what we all swore to do. As soon as I went into prison, they started to connive to take over power. Where are they today? Because I cursed them. What you like is the public. What stupid country is that? What